All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Tonight we're going to be talking about the 3-2 Tampa Bay Buccaneers big time game against divisional rival the Atlanta Falcons this upcoming weekend. With a win this Sunday, they would then have an 82% chance to make the playoffs. With a loss, still manageable, 58%, great odds. So either way, Tampa Bay is in a phenomenal spot right now. I know the loss to Detroit was unideal, but if we flash back to just a couple of weeks ago, Tampa Bay lost to the Philadelphia Eagles, and they bounced back with just a dominant offensive, defensive, especially defensive performance on the road against the New Orleans Saints. I still think Baker Mayfield is by far the best quarterback in the division. I still think Tampa Bay finishes above 500, but they're in a difficult stretch right now. You've got Atlanta this upcoming weekend, then you've got a short week against Buffalo. A win is a win, but especially in the division. Now, there are a lot of things I am absolutely loving with Tampa Bay right now. First off, even just the resiliency, the attitude, the energy of this squad, offensively, defensively, coaching staff, fan base, whatever you want to name, I'm loving a lot. Defensively, they are currently 8th in the league, giving up just 18 points per game. Offensively, they are first in the league in sacks allowed. They have only given up 5 sacks. Now, Baker Mayfield and his legs and his versatility, his ability to extend plays, extend drives, etc., that also plays a role. But first in sacks allowed, personally, that's something I am going to take. They are 3rd in penalties. That is a great statistic. Those are absolute drive killers. Now, one thing, particularly the third down offense, if we go back 1 week ago to the Detroit Lions, they were 2 of 12. So no, it's not perfect, but we're going to talk about all of this in tonight's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Buccaneers fans, if we try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. So the offensive line is interesting because the Bucs offensive line currently ranks 3rd in pass blocking efficiency this season. But then when we take a look at the rushing statistics, I mean, they're dead last in just about everything. Rachaad White has not looked great. The backups certainly have not looked great. They're dead last in rushing average. They're averaging just 3 yards per carry. What I want to see against Atlanta, and just for the rest of the season in general, more checkdowns, just more easy throws, underneath stuff. Do what you got to do on first down and second down to put your third downs more manageable. I want 3rd and shorts, etc., etc. That's also going to open up the the rushing game. But keep in mind, I'm a big Green Bay Packers fan. My man Aaron Rodgers, what did he tell Jordan Love? Checkdowns are everything. You want to keep that momentum going. A field goal is a field goal. Points are points. Let's just get some points on the board. Now, moving forward, that game against Detroit, there are so many mistakes. Now, just to keep it a buck here, Detroit and Philadelphia are better rosters. They're better teams than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But like we said, most people didn't have Tampa Bay winning 3 games, even at the halfway point in the season. And we're still a couple of weeks away from the half point. But as Dave Canales said, as Mike Evans has been saying, there were a lot of just silly mistakes in that game, some silly drops, whatever you want to say. I want to see more versatility offensively moving forward. I just want to see more creativeness. Keep the defense guessing. Guys like Trey Palmer, the rookie, he had a great game, 2 catches for over 50 yards. This past game, he's a rookie, but I want to see guys like Trey Palmer a little bit more involved. Now, obviously, running game-wise, the future, this is a big year for Rachaad White in general. The way he ended last season really had me extremely hopeful that he was going to be a great running back 1 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers this season. He's only averaging 46 yards per game, 3.3 yards per carry. Now, Atlanta's got a good team, all right? They've got a good defense. It's not going to be easy. Points are going to be points. Touchdowns are going to be touchdowns. Field goals are going to be field goals. I know that's obvious, and that was, kind of stupid to say, but they do a good job of limiting mistakes and controlling time of possession. Now, when we take a look at Tampa Bay, currently they're 25th in the league in scoring. They're averaging just 18 points per game. Need that to change in general, but especially against Atlanta. The key to winning this game, and the key for Tampa Bay for the rest of the season, because it's just trenches, because we know their defense is elite, or at least above average. Like they said, they're 8th in defense. If you look at any defensive statistic, they are in the top 10. Rushing defense, they're 5th in total rushing yards allowed. They're 2nd in rushing attempts. They're 10th in yards per carry, giving up just 3.7 yards per carry. they're going to try Bijan Robinson, Tyler Algier, Desmond Ridder, a lot of short throws, just keep the ball in your hands, limit turnovers, et cetera, et cetera. So that's where we see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense comes in, because hopefully they can shut that down. And Tampa Bay offensively, even though they're dead last in total rushing yards, they have only played 5 games. They need to control the time of possession. And obviously you need to limit turnovers, ideally to 0. You want to limit penalties. They're third in penalties, which is a great statistic. Baker Mayfield on the season in 5 games has only thrown 3 interceptions. I just want them to control the trenches. I'm not concerned defensively. Even if Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier and Desmond Ridder don't make mistakes and they keep the ball moving, I still think that defense is not going to give up many touchdowns this upcoming weekend. So offensively, I need to see guys like Rachaad White step up. I need to see Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I need these guys to just have a good offensive performance so that you can carry this momentum heading into the rest of the season, but specifically this upcoming Thursday when you've got a short week taking on the Buffalo Bills. Now, momentum is everything, but how a team bounces back to me tells me a lot of things. We've been saying it on this channel all off season, all season, through the first 6 weeks of the season. Baker Mayfield's a misfit himself, but this team is resilient. All right. They might not be the best roster in the NFC. They might not be the best roster even in the division. I personally think, they're right up there. How are they going to bounce back? This is a big time game. Forget about the playoffs. I know we started the video off saying if you win, you have an 82% chance to make the playoffs. With a loss, you have a 58% chance, still great odds. Divisional games are so important for this Tampa Bay team, because if they rattle off 10 wins and you win the division, well, there you go. You have a home playoff game. And even though Tampa had Tom Brady last season, I'd feel a lot more comfortable with Baker Mayfield in this current group that they have right now. So resiliency. How are they going to bounce back? You got embarrassed, not necessarily on prime time, but America's game of the week, 3:20 or 4:25, whatever, standard time, Eastern Standard Time, whatever it is, doesn't matter. How are they going to bounce back? So yeah, forget about the playoffs. We're third of the way through the season. They've only played 5 games. They're not even technically a third of the way through the season, games played wise. Bouncing back is going to be critical, because as everybody is saying right now, the Tampa Bay does have a difficult schedule coming up. A lot of non-easy games, a lot of great defenses. Atlanta's got a good defense. Buffalo has a great defense. Houston has a top 10 defense this season. We all know Tennessee, regardless of who's playing, regardless of their roster, they've got a good defense. And then their 5th game, San Francisco, they're giving up like less than 15 points per game. So a win is a win. But especially in the division, I need Tampa Bay to win this football game for a multitude of different reasons. But especially, I just want to see this momentum continue to go in their favor, because after that loss to Detroit, the Tampa Bay hype train kind of, dissipated, right? You're coming off a bye week. You're at home against a great Detroit Lions football team. It was a tough loss. So how are you going to bounce back? Well, we're going to find out in a couple of days. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you want more Buccaneers videos, let me know down below in the comment section. But guys, let me know how you're feeling about this upcoming game against the Atlanta Falcons. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next.